This is the iPhone 16 Pro Max, and it's got a 4685 mAh battery. Now this is a tablet, the Lenovo Y700, and this one's got a 6550 mAh battery. And this is the Honor Power. It looks like a standard smartphone, doesn't it? It's not thick, it's not bulky, but this one, it sports a whopping 8000 mAh battery. And the most interesting part about it, to me at least, is the fact that it's not a flagship. Honor is offering this, the 8000 mAh part, on their mid-ranger, the Honor Power. But before we delve into all that, if this is your first time here or in case you just can't remember, my name's Ash, you're watching C4E Tech, and let's get started. Now, like I said, the Honor Power, it's a mid-ranger, right? And it's a mid-ranger with a good hook, as in that 8000 mAh battery. That's a major selling point by itself. So I went in expecting Honor to have cut a lot of corners, made a lot of compromises, but not really. I was pleasantly surprised. Almost everything else about this phone seems to be above average or average at worst. If you look at, say, the box contents, you've got the phone itself, some leaflets, a SIM tool, a transparent hardshell case, a USB Type-A to C cable, and a 66 watt Honor supercharger. The box feels not as solid as usual, but who cares? They've delivered on the things that are on the inside. By the way, this supercharger, it gets that huge 8000 mAh battery to 100% in just about 65 minutes. Now, one common question I got on my short about this phone is, how? 8000 mAh, 66 watts, how does that, how does that get charged in about an hour? Well, realistically, when you look at fast charging, the fast charging speeds are only till about 80%, right? After that, it goes down to trickle charge mode and the charge speeds drop a lot. So here, yes, your regular 6000 mAh or 5000 mAh phone might get charged in about 45 minutes with a 66 watt charger. Now, yes, the battery capacity has gone up, but it's still that last 20% that's going to be slowing down. That's going to amount to like almost half of your charge time. So here, the extra part, that's all being charged faster, which is why you still get about 1 hour of charge time, 65 minutes. So it is pretty damn fast for an 8000 mAh phone, don't you think? Now, from a build perspective, plastic sides, plastic back, but this back, it has a nice matte finish to it. There are some patterns that catch the eye when light hits it, and to me, it looked nice. Even nicer though is the fact that despite the 8000 mAh part, the Honor Power, it's under 8mm thick. Add to it the curves at the edges to both the display and the back, they make this phone feel even slimmer in hand when you actually hold it and use it. And all this plastic means Honor has managed to keep the phone's weight quite manageable at about 215 grams. So despite the insane battery capacity, the power feels and handles just like every other mid-ranger. It feels like a regular phone. Now, Honor does mention that they have SGS certifications for anti-drop and anti-crush protection, so they seem to have put in some effort into drop resistance, and they also claim the phone is 360-degree waterproof, though there is no IP rating. And I don't know how I feel about this, because on one hand, I do understand that IP ratings are expensive, and given the price that this phone was targeting, the segment it's targeting, Honor didn't see the value in getting that rating. And I did look up some disassembly videos on Chinese social media, and yes, Honor seems to have put in the work for the water resistance. But on the other hand, an IP rating would have still been nice. Anyways, this display here is nice. It's excellent actually. It's a pretty large panel, AMOLED with a high refresh rate, well complemented by the solid stereo speakers. There's also Honor's eye protection stuff built in, which is always nice. There is 3840Hz high frequency PWM dimming at low brightness levels in case you are sensitive to OLED flicker. And on the other side, for the peak brightness, Honor claims 4000 nits for HDR. In my testing, I found it bright enough to use outdoors without any issues. And while using outdoors under good light, the cameras are pretty good too. Well, at least the primary is. It's a reasonably large 50 megapixel sensor paired with a f1.95 lens which has optical stabilization. It actually wasn't all that bad under low light too. The images were pretty good, detailed, lower noise levels. Honor has also thrown in support for some AI functions along with 4K video. Now there are only two cameras here. This one, it's purely cosmetic because the flash is here and there's pretty much nothing over here. It just kind of gives off the vibe of being a triple camera setup. And the secondary camera is also nothing to write home about. There's really nothing to say here. It's a 5 megapixel ultra wide and that ends it. This is probably the biggest corner cut on this phone because even the chip on the inside, they've gone for the Snapdragon 7 Gen 3, which, well, it's not the strongest for the segment. It's definitely not a bad choice. We've been seeing 7 Gen 3 phones for a while, the Note CE4, the Edge 50 Pro, and even Honor's own Honor 200. So we know how efficient this SoC is, and that efficiency, when coupled with this 8000 mAh battery, that makes even getting to the end of day 2 with moderate to heavy use, even that's a realistic possibility. Now at the same time, we also know that the 7 Gen 3 is not a powerhouse of a chip either. It is competent, so it's not gonna be great for gaming, though for the day-to-day, it performs very well. Magic OS, Android 15, very smooth here. The experience felt excellent. In the time I spent with the Honor Power for regular use, I never felt the experience was compromised. Also, the phone runs very cool. Even after a stress test, the temps hovered around just 34 degrees, and the stability, excellent, 99%. Now, before we talk about pricing, a quick shout out to video sponsor Anbernic. Anbernic now have a new handheld in the RG557. While it retains a lot from its predecessor, like the beautiful 5.5-inch AMOLED display, the excellent buttons, and supreme ergonomics, what's mainly changed this time around is the SoC on the inside. Anbernic's made a huge jump in horsepower by choosing to go with the Dimensity 8300 SoC. Now that's coupled with 12 gigs of LPDDR5X RAM and 256 gigs of UFS 4 storage, with microSD support as always. This seems to be yet another excellent retro handheld from Anbernic. Now if you want to know more about this one, check out the link in the description below. And finally, let's get to the pricing. The Honor Power starts at just 1999 RMB. The converted prices should be on screen right now. And for this price, despite that 8000 mAh selling point, I think Honor is not really compromised on a lot. Yeah, you can get stronger SoCs at this price and definitely a better set of cameras. But if you don't care about those and just want a phone that will get you that 2-day battery life most times while providing a good user experience, the Honor Power, it seems to be a great choice. To me, I can't wait to start seeing this kind of high capacity batteries on more devices. I mean, something like this with a 8000, 9000 mAh battery would be super awesome, right? So I think the Honor Power is pretty cool. It's a step in the right direction. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And thanks for watching. Ash out.